Hi, welcome back. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to my library. I'm a huge believer in books, audiobooks, learning, and self-help because there's just so much we can learn every day of our lives. And I've talked a lot about some of my own books in past videos and shared with you different insights and readings from those books. What I'm going to do now in a series of videos is share with you some of the books others have written who've had a massive influence on my life. Now, there's no particular order to these books, although I will end this series with perhaps the most profound book I've ever read, and I've referenced it before. But before I get to that, I want to just take you through a series of books, beginning today with a book called On Courage by Frank Gifford. This book right here. This book is particularly important to me because of its timing. Let me give you a little background. I was 17 years old in high school, and very passionate about football. And long story short, I injured my foot very seriously with a lawnmower. Spent a week in the hospital, a couple of different surgeries, 10 hours in the operating room, and was told by a world-renowned orthopedic surgeon that my football days were over and that, well, I'd be lucky to walk again without limping. So, wow, tough news for a 17-year-old kid. Well, while I was in the hospital, my mother brought me this book right here that my grandfather had gotten for me. Now, what's fun about this book is that when I went back to look at it later, I opened it up, and there are literally pages of notes that I had taken. There's even a hospital bill here, or a hospital statement in the book. And then to fast forward, there's actually a picture, and this is a picture that was taken years later of me with Rocky Bleier, who's one of the featured stories in this book. And it was the Rocky story that absolutely intrigued me, captivated my heart, and helped me overcome this tough time in my life to return to football and go on and play for the same university that Rocky played for, the University of Notre Dame. Now, I didn't win 4 Super Bowls like Rocky Bleier did. And the story that's most amazing to me about Rocky is that he was one of the last drafted out of college by the Pittsburgh Steelers. His computer ratings were essentially that he would never make it as a pro. Yeah, give him a shot, but he'll never make it. Too slow, too small, things like that. And shortly after being drafted, he was then drafted again, this time to Vietnam to fight in the war, and 9 months later was sent home very injured and 40% disabled, the doctors said, shrapnel in his foot, gunfire in his leg, and told that he'd never play football again. And, well, long story short, Rocky persevered. He put his heart into it. And you talk about passion, and you talk about perseverance and discipline and self-sacrifice and all of the things that it takes to really make dreams a reality. Well, an amazing story. So I thank Rocky Bleier for the inspiration that he had on me. And so years later, when I was coming out with my book, Reinvent Yourself, A Lesson in Personal Leadership, I happened to be on stage with Rocky and speaking at the same event. And I dug up this book, and I of course had to have him sign it. I don't know if you can actually read this, but what it says is, John, it's amazing what dreams can achieve. Rocky Bleier. And isn't that true? When we really dream something that is so important to us, whatever that might be, and we put our heart into it, despite perhaps what professionals might tell us, doctors, lawyers, counselors, whoever, they may say it's not possible. Well, Rocky proved that something is possible beyond what the naysayers said, and these people were with good intention. They didn't want to see him suffer. So it's not about intention necessarily. It's just mind over matter. So this is one of the most profound books I've ever written. Rocky Bleier is just one of the stories in this book that is about overcoming adversity and living a life with courage. and joy and passion. So that's one of my tips for today, is find that courage, that passion, that joy in your life, and follow it despite what anyone else might say. Come on back for more. I'll see you again.